Hey, good morning, good afternoon. Hopefully, it's not afternoon where you are. Hopefully, I still caught you in the morning. I know I'm a little late. It's been a little bit of a tough morning this morning. Mercury retrograde hasn't quite started. And as much as I would love to be like, oh, it's not very effectual. Well, I shouldn't say that. As much as I don't like to stress the 3D aspects of these retrogrades, uh there are still some 3D effects. So, I was having a little bit of technological difficulty earlier. But I wanted to get this out to you guys because this is potentially I don't like to label any day a difficult day. But I will say today's a tad bit challenging. And you might feel like you don't really have a choice in how things are going down. So I want you to be well equipped to kind of handle those situations. All right, guys. So we are going to let me play our intro and then we're going to get going. All right, here we go. Hello again. Good morning. Let's welcome folks that are in the chat this morning. Good morning, Illuminating Mystic. Good morning, Debbie Parnell. Good morning, AT2. How are you, darling? Good to see you. Um, good morning to Facebook. I did post this over on Facebook, so hopefully you guys are seeing it over there as well. I want to welcome all the new subscribers. I want to welcome the OGs. I want to welcome the day ones, the day 21s, and all those in between. Thank you for your continued support. Please don't forget to like the video. Hit that subscribe button. I've noticed that YouTube is back to unsubscribing people randomly again. So just hit that subscribe button, honeys, if you remember. Just check and make sure you're still subscribed. And if you're not yet subscribed, please think about doing it and sharing these videos. We are back on the weekday, you know, motivations and situations. So we will be coming to you every weekday. All right. Okay, let's get with the gets here. And let me blow this up a little bit. I think it's this one. Okay. Um, this is the chart for the day, guys. And I'm gonna, astrologically kind of tell you a little bit about why I'm saying you might feel like today you don't have a choice. You might feel like today you do not have a choice in the matter. I'm still recording my Astrology 101 playlist. I'll be dropping that. Hopefully, I get to that this week, guys. Hopefully, this week. Actually, let's do this in red. This is forming, these planets are forming what we call a T square. Saturn, the moon, and I'm gonna squeeze in here and get the sun in particular. But I want us to understand that the sun is dead in the middle and in between Uranus and the North Node. So, really, the conglomeration of that energy is what is anchoring what we call a T square. And what is a T square? I don't know if this is going to show up. I'm hoping. Let's make it about 36. Okay. A T square is when we have, and well, this isn't technically, we have 2 squares plus an opposition. Now let's hope this actually shows up, because the last couple 3 times I tried to get some text. Oh, good. Can you let me select it? Wow. Oh, I know what I need to do. Undo that. Ah. Mm, 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 mm. Anyway, 2 squares and an opposition. I'm not even gonna be bothered with this right now because it's irritating my soul. Okay. 2 squares in opposition. So what we have here then is we have, let me put this in like dark red so you could cut it out. I swear to God, she just is such an irritant sometimes. I've got Saturn squaring the sun, Uranus, North Node conjunction. I've got the moon squaring the sun, or the sun conjunction, right? And then I've got Saturn and the moon in opposition to one another. That's what's making up what I'm calling the T square. When we have a T square, guys, that's like action, motivation, but pushing on 20. Kitties, cut it out. That's like, because remember what I've said before, squares to me are like this rubbing together, this uncomfortable situation where you're like, I got to take some sort of action because this ish just ain't working no more. I just can't take it. It's the, we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. Like, we're not gonna take it anymore. Okay. That's that energy for my 80s babies. That's the, another brick in the wall. Ace, was it ACDC? Oh, da-da-da-da, another brick in the wall. Pink Floyd. Um, why is it when, can I just say something? I know y'all are just sitting here going, what is wrong with this woman? Why is it when I get these Rage Against the Machine references, it's always that kind of music? I got problems, y'all. Hey, Gypsy Queen. I thought Caribbean Queen the minute I saw that. Hey, Tina. Hey, Allie Kane. How are you, baby? Yes, Pink Floyd. Yep, yep, yep. So, anywho's Neimer. So it's this, we're not gonna take it, another brick in the wall. Like, we not going. It's not happening. Okay, energy going on. And then you have this opposition of the moon opposing Saturn in Aquarius. That's like really revealing to you how you really feel, because the moon's in Leo. So how do you really feel about some foundational, massive amounts of changes that are being made in the collective, to the collective foundation? The new foundational, girls, stop before you tear everything down. My cats. How do you really feel about it? And how has it really affected you? How are these changes being effectuated in the collective consciousness? What are they doing to you? How are they affecting your family? How are they affecting, like, I can see some very prideful, I can see some people that want to make some like huge changes collective, in the collective consciousness, through the methodologies of like technology and like scientific advancements, like being really like overly having an overinflated image of themselves where they really think that they're like, oh, well, happens to be the right way to do things, and this is the only way. A perfect case in point, and I don't care if y'all like it or not that I'm going to say this, but it is what it is. Perfect case in point. I want you to look up the recent statements made by one Bill Gates regarding mRNA vaccinations for cancer. And on its surface, you think this is fabulous. But if you really listen to what he's saying, he doesn't want them to be FDA approved. He feels like, well, we already have technology, so we can just go in there, and it's so easy to reprogram genes, the human gene, to do what we want it to do. Now, if that doesn't like put a little bit of like, whoa, ninja, what you talking about? Whoa, what do you mean it's that easy to reprogram the human genome? And then he kind of corrects himself and says, well, this little thing is just a little bit of code. So this is the type, right? So, or collectively, like this collective consciousness of, okay, potentially oil shortages, which really aren't, anyway. And we're supposed to feel this type of way about situations going on all over the world. Some situations going on in the world, but not other situations where people are being locked down in their apartment buildings. And oh wait, supply chain is screwy, and so now we're gonna start. Now there's like, food plants being blown, processing plants being blown up. So, right. So there's this like fear, right? And yet we're distracted with other things. Like, so how are we really feeling about the technology as it is? Like, we have one group of people that's like, oh my God, we can't have a platform be free speech. That's horrible. And we have another group that's like, yeah, that's kind of what we're here for, right? So like, how are we really feeling about that, and how are we really processing it? And we may feel like we're not in control of any of it, and trying to find some of this Taurian personal control. I have, what do I have, and how can I navigate the lunacy that is this world? How can I navigate the lunacy that is this world right now? And this sun conjunct both Uranus, which is rapid revolutionary change, which is why I put forward what I put forward today, which was the quote. And we're going to look at that again about why not upset the apple cart. If you leave the apples there, they're going to rot anyway. So I think a lot of us are trying to hold on to some things in our apple cart. And we're like, don't change this, don't change this, don't change this. And, I'm just going to let you do what you need to do. I'm going to hold on to my little apples here. And the reality of it is if you don't figure out either that you're going to make applesauce out of those apples, apple crisp, apple butter. You're going to cut some of them up and do whatever preservation you can do, some apple jelly. I don't know what you're going to do with them apples, make some apple pie, whatever you're going to do with them. But if you don't do something with them now, they're going to rot anyway. So what are you holding on to? Like, if you don't do something now with your gifts, abilities, with your ideas, with your entrepreneurship concepts, and these wonderful business ideas, and break free from some of the chains that you have been in thus far, well, what's the point? Because they're going to end up rotting on the vine anyway, because perhaps pretty soon you are not going to be able to even utilize them in a real way because you haven't already broken free. If you haven't figured out how to like maybe collectively, somehow you and a group of friends like begin to grow some vegetables and some plants and, vegetables and food and something like that. Or you're not like connected to like somebody that lives in a country that can maybe help you out with that. At some point, are you going to be able to go I'm not trying to put fear into people's hearts. What I'm saying is this is like there's so much rapid change. There's so many things going on. We still have this like Piscean subterfuge, illusion, disillusion, like what's going on behind the scenes, kind of subversion of truth and expectations, and an attempt to subvert our dreams and aspirations going on, all the while our higher self is saying, no, absolutely, you can do this. Don't believe what other people are saying, but you need to act now. We still have that fight going on right now, right? And because we still have that fight going on, we haven't quite even got to the full moon that's going to be occurring in Scorpio, and we're already beginning to see BS pop up and a lot of different things happen. We're already beginning to see different public figures come underneath great scrutiny and ending up coming underneath some pretty heavy scandal, and we're not even done yet. We haven't even touched the surface. Also, Scorpio, don't forget, Scorpio energy or 8th house energy is also about contracts and deals, like real estate or other types of contracts in general. It's very specifically real estate, but also in general contractual agreements that leverage one individual or one group of individuals assets, or right, what they have, or their abilities. They leverage somebody else's resources to the benefit of of one person. So in other words, one person is somewhat taking advantage of another person or group of people's through a contract. So the contractual agreement, if let's just say it was a Scorpio entering into it, I'm not saying Scorpios are scammers. I'm saying that if it was a Scorpio that's entering into the contract, they are going to make sure that it is beneficial to them. And if in a lower vibrational case, they would not really care if it was a win-win, as long as it's a win for them. Does that make sense? They would leverage that other person's resources to their own benefit. Is that a problem? No, except for if you're doing it again in a way that is not beneficial to the other party. That's when we end up with an imbalance of power and an imbalance in energy, an energetic imbalance. And I feel like we're going to see, or beginning to see, there's been some other things that have been put out here, some documentaries and stuff like that, that are showing where this imbalance of power has occurred. And we're finding out that some of the people that have been trusted truly were leveraging fear, control, and profiting off of the pain of specific groups of individuals. So I'm saying all of that to say, today you might be beginning to feel the weight of that. Like, what in the living F is going on, and why? And how come I can't seem to get out of it? And I'm really super freaking tired of getting taken advantage of. I'm super freaking tired of not either, I want to do these things, but I don't feel like I can. And I got to figure this out. And it may boil over to a point today where you're just like, you know what? I don't give a rat's patootie. I'm going to make it happen because these are my dreams and aspirations. Also, we're coming very close to this Venus Chiron conjunction in Aries. And mind you, today is what, the 9th? Nope. On the 11th, Jupiter enters into Aries. Jupiter and Venus in Aries is like explosion time. This is like Magic City dreams, all your dreams come true. Now, full disclosure, you better be sure what you're dreaming for and what you won't. Because this little Mercury dance in Gemini, is going to make darn for sure that your mind gets made up and that we start manifesting it. That was kind of deep and interesting today, wasn't it, y'all? That was, wow. Twisted Sister, absolutely. Jack, you thought you were an Oreo? I'm well learned. You're just getting over. Wow. My 70-year-old mother has had the Ronas twice. She's good. Morning, Angelic. Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Melissa. Yeah, this week is going to be pretty intense. This week is going to be pretty intense, I would say. So I know you're going to feel like you can't make any decisions, that you don't have a choice. But if I say you may you may not have a choice, in that you have to make a choice. You can't sit on the fence any longer. You got to dedicate your time, yourself, your life. First of all, dedicate it to you. Second of all, and your dreams and aspirations. Second of all, dedicate it to making the collective a better, dedicated to making this earth better. And thirdly, dedicated to really operating in discernment. Don't just take for granted what's being said to you. And don't just take for granted that somebody is not exposing truth just because there's a lot of things you may not agree with them. I have to do that on both sides. Because we got to be really open to really sensing what's true. Let's get a Sacred Creators card. Here's what I found on the internet. Oh my God. My phone has been really freaking fucking nosy. Excuse my language. But I'll be playing music in my car or putting it on speakerphone here, and all of a sudden Bixby or whatever the frick thing this is all of a sudden turns on and it's trying to search for something. I didn't tell you to look for nothing. So I'm gonna have to disable that. Move beyond intention to belief. Move beyond intention to belief. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. There's a lyric. Y'all know the have y'all ever heard the song As by Stevie Wonder? Let me show something to you. Let me show something to you. I'm going to share this with you because this is going to help you today. Today, this is going to help you. Let Mama Lisa give you a little. Let's see. Here we go. We all know sometimes life's hates and troubles can wish you were born in another time and space. But you can bet your lifetimes that and twice it's double, that God knew exactly where he wanted you to be placed. So make sure when you say you're in it but not of it, you're not helping to make this place this earth a place sometimes called hell. Change your words into truth and then change that truth into love. And maybe our children's grandchildren and their great grandchildren will tell. So make sure when you're saying you're not in it, you're in but not of it. You're not helping to make this earth a place sometimes called hell. Move beyond your intentions to your belief. Move beyond a point where it's, oh, I mean to do this. I possibly will do this. I might be will do this. I intend on doing this today, tomorrow, whatever. But you really don't believe that you can do it. It's time to take your intentions and honestly move it from here, third eye sight, mindset, mind thought, whatever, and drop it down into your heart so you actually believe it. Because once you believe it, you'll receive it. Once you believe it, you'll create it. Once you believe it, then and only then you won't be able to make the choice because the choice is made for you already by your higher self that you will be that which you are and that you are what you are and that your physical being will conform to your higher desire. And stop helping to make this place, this earth, a place sometimes called hell because you believe a certain way and don't nobody else believe and you can't have and that. I'm get off my. I'm gonna get off. 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 You might need to do a hard reboot to correct the program automatically turning on. Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. That is one of my absolute favorite songs. Matter of fact, as soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna play it because YouTube will be like, you can't play that. So I'm gonna play it for myself. If you want to change the position you're in, change the position you're in. You got to change your thoughts. You got to change your mind. Child, we're going to talk about that another time. Okay, I got to go, because I'm going to be on here preaching and teaching all morning long, and that ain't what we supposed to be doing. Now, this evening, I want my members to please look out for the community tab post for the members Monday. I'm not going to be on long. I'm not going to be on long because there's a lot of things going on. If you are actually ready, all right, there you go, Allie. Good job. Keep going, sis. If you are ready to make the change and you have been considering creating and starting your spiritual business, I am doing Lightworker Lift Off. You guys, I'm going to be putting out some information as to, you're going to be like, well, why does this have to keep on doing Lightworker Lift Off every month? I keep doing it every month because, gang, sometimes some of y'all can't make one. Sometimes it takes a minute for y'all to recognize, right, that this is going on. But Lightworker Lift Off is, in all actuality, designed to help you start your spiritual light worker or heart-based business. So your coaching business, whatnot, so on and so forth. It should work. It should be live. Okay. Well, we're going to make sure that's live. It's not working. You'll be able to click it later on. It's a 2-day situation, and we are going to be we're going to be changing your mindset. We're going to be helping you understand what your real offer and your real ideal client is. And then as VIPs, we'll be teaching you color theory, social media posting, so on and so forth. 2 days to launch your business with an opportunity to work further with me in just a very short time. That will be available to you. Okay? All right, gang. I'm going to get on out of here. I love you guys. I will be back as I can throughout the day. and definitely tonight for um for Members Monday. This is an intense week, but you guys can make it. I know you can. I know you can. Make the hard decision. Choose you. Choose you. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys so much. Namaste, gang. Bye-bye.